Got a 2006 Buick LaCrosse here. Check engine lights on, it's not running right. Check engine lights flashing. Plugged in my little cheapy $20 scanner here. Let's read the codes, let's see what we got. Codes found, 1. So this is showing a P0300, which is a random / multiple cylinder misfire detected. Car has a 3800 Series 3 motor, and with a multiple misfire, it really could be a bunch of things. When cylinders aren't hidden, it's either air, fuel, spark, or compression. Now on a 3800, usually an issue can be either the coil packs or the ICM, which is the ignition control module. So what I did is I did a quick simple test. I was pulling spark plugs one by one, the wires here. I had some insulated pliers and a glove on too, and when I pulled the top coil pack, I could hear it sparking here, sparking here. When I pulled the plug wire away on the middle coil pack right here, there was nothing. It was dead on this one and also on this one. These two were sparking normally. So that tells me that this coil pack right here that controls 2 and 5 cylinders is not sending the signal down the spark plug wire. So the problem is not the spark plugs or the spark plug wires. It's going to be either this ignition coil or the control module, but we have to do a little further testing to figure out which one is the actual issue. So to remove the coil pack, I'm going to unplug each spark plug wire, kind of put them up and out of the way. I'll put the 2 up and I'll put the 5 down. That way it'll be a little easier to remember. Just remember the correct order they went in. The bolt right here is a 7/32. So I get my socket on there. We'll loosen that up. There's one other 7/32 bolt that's right in between the 2 shock towers. We'll loosen that one. And from here the coil pack will lift off. Got my meter out, it's set to the ohms range. I'm touching the leads together because I want to make sure that it drops to just nearly about 0, in between 1/10 of an ohm and 0, so that way we know we don't have any corrosion on the leads or possibly where they plug into the meter. And from there I use a couple pieces of sacrificial metal here to get into the slots because my leads won't get in there all the way. So this should be between 2/10 and 7/10 of an ohm, and I can see it's right between 5 and 6, so it's roughly about 5 because there's about a little under 1/10 of an ohm in the leads themselves. So the primary side of the coil checks out. Next I'm going to check the secondary side of this coil by putting the test leads on each shock tower. That should be between 5 and 10K, and we got 5.65. So primary and secondary side of this coil are checking out. It's saying it's a good coil. I'm also going to inspect it and look around it just to identify, see if I can see any cracks in the casing at all. So I used a really bright light and a magnifying glass, and it looks like right here there's a crack in the bottom of the coil tower, actually on each of them, but I pulled another coil pack and I'm thinking it's like a casting line like you see right here. So my next step is I'm going to switch 2 coils and see if the problem follows the coil pack or if it stays in the same place pointing towards the ignition control module. So I flip-flopped these 2 coils right here. The one that was in the center, which was not producing any spark, is now working fine in this position right here. The coil that used to be right here, which was making spark just fine, is not working right here. So that tells me that the center section of the ICM is dead. Now the ignition control module here also powers up the crank sensor, and from what I gather, if the crank sensor is not working properly, I shouldn't get any spark out of any of the coils. However, I don't want to get burned and the crank sensor is maybe functioning a little wonky. It's just not hitting one of the signals. There is a 3X and an 18X wire which guys can plug in an oscilloscope to check to verify that that is working. I don't have an oscilloscope. It can be done with a multimeter, but it's a little more labor intensive. We have another car here that has the exact same setup, so it's not that difficult to swap it between both cars just to rule out that it's not the crank sensor causing the issue. I don't want to go to a parts store and buy a $250 module and get burned with a non-refundable return policy if it turns out to be the crank sensor was just a little bit cattywampus. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the ICM. I'm going to take all 3 coils off, and I'm going to switch the ICM, and I'm going to switch the coils too between both cars just to verify that the ignition control module is the issue, and I will know 1000% for sure. Another option is that people can go to a junkyard, and you probably may be able to pick up an ICM for 50 bucks or so. However, I know on the other car we have here in the driveway that all 3 coils and the ICM works perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap between both cars to verify that the ICM is the issue, and I'm not going to get burned that the crank sensor possibly might have a slight fluke in it. So I'm going to start by removing the connector here to the ICM. There is a bolt right here in the center. That's a 9/32. I'm also going to inspect this connector too here just to make sure none of the pins are pushed back, none of them look damaged, nothing looks burned, the connector looks okay. And I'll just remove all 3 coils, and I'll use some rubbing alcohol and a clean rag to get the surface prepped. The donor part here has got a lot of crusties on it. The rubbing alcohol wouldn't remove, so I'm using a kitchen scuff pad I've already done the middle to effectively polish this whole surface. Well, I wasn't able to get everything off the surface here. I believe the metal's etched a little bit due to corrosion. I tried a brass and also a wire brush, but it wasn't removing it. But for the most part, you can see if I look straight down it looks a lot better than it ever was. The idea here is we want to get a nice flat surface. The wire brush didn't work out, so I just went over it once again with the green scrubby pad and made the surface nice and smooth. Maximum heat transfer is what we're worried about here, so looking down it like that, you can see that it's pretty level. None of these are bumpy, none of these are sticking up, so the contact should be very good once I apply the paste on here. Alright, so I'm going to apply some of the paste here to the module. And the idea is you just kind of want to use some pea-sized drops. You want it to be able to spread out on its own. You don't want to use too much of this stuff. Kind of just like a CPU processor. I wasn't going to at first, but since this paste is a little bit thick, I decided to spread it with a razor blade so I got a real nice thin even coat along the whole back side of the module. I also cleaned up the landing a little bit with the green scrubby. It seemed to just clean it up and smooth it out a little better. The best we can do to prep these surfaces, make them nice and smooth, is going to aid in maximum heat transfer. And we all know heat kills electronics, so finger crossed by doing this, the swap part should last a very long time on this vehicle. And now I'm just going to reinstall the coils and put them back in their correct order the way they were. Here I'll reattach all the spark plug wires. They're all easily labeled. I'll plug the connector back in and retighten the bolt. Alright, everything's back in order. Might be worthwhile just to double check your spark plugs. It's pretty hard to mix them up. You've got them labeled on the shock towers, and you also got them labeled on the plugs. These are all correct. Plugs back in. Everything's back in place here. Scan tool's plugged in, ignition's on. Let's go in here and clear this code. Race done. Alright, some dirty fingers crossed. Let's start her up, see how she runs. The issue is solved. It is fixed 1000%. The ignition module was the culprit. Just drove it around the block, put the pedal to the metal, gave it some beans, and no check engine light. She's purring like a kitten. Problem solved. Hope this helps you solve your issues you might have with a 3800 series motor. As always, thanks for watching.